Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? I hope you guys had a great week so far. I've been out a couple of days. Um, my brother had some major surgery yesterday. Monday I was kind of out of it. Just it's just natural for you to worry about a close member of your family dealing with stuff, and he's 8 years younger than me, and like he's had two heart attacks. He's been through some stuff. So in any type of surgery it worries you. But he came through fine. He's doing pretty good. So my mind is a little more freer. A couple of more tests we're waiting to come back to make sure everything is all clear. But I'm able to be a little bit more myself and kind of get back in the groove of things. All right, I want to share this with you real quick. Failure is a part of life. Okay, you fail your way forward. Even from the time you're a little baby growing up, when you're trying to crawl, when you're trying to walk, when you're trying to run, you're gonna fail. You learn from those failures. If you never take the chance, you will never learn. So learning how to crawl, learning how to walk, you failed a lot. And it started there and all through life. You would fail. Sometimes you didn't even think about it. But sometimes we let that get in our heads. But if you don't fail, you don't learn. We learn from the things that we try that don't work out. And if we don't learn, our situation will never change. Let's say we just stop trying because we don't want to fail. And I ran into this a lot with my students. By the time they were in high school, I wouldn't say some, a lot of them were so traumatized that they were scared to try things because they didn't want to fail. And it was amazing how much I saw that happen. So I had to build their confidence before we could even get started going in class, because we did a lot of projects, we did a lot of hands-on stuff, and they needed to have that confidence in order to succeed. But I had to teach them failure is a part of what we do. We fail our way forward. And if we fail and quit, we'll be in that same spot the rest of our lives. Our current situation will never change. And the same goes, in trading. In trading, if we don't try things and fail, we're not going to learn. I could sit here and tell you what to do. I can sit here and show you on these charts like we're going to do when I recap my trade from the day. But unless you're there witnessing it, experiencing it, learning from the process, it doesn't really get anywhere. It doesn't sink in. If you've been trying to learn how to trade from somebody for a long time, if you see their results and you just can't figure out what's missing. What's missing is the application part. It's you actually trying it, or you actually watching and experiencing with that person how to do it. And that's why I feel very strongly about the chat room being in the classroom, being the actual classroom where the rubber meets the road. Videos are good, books are good, they have their place, but application and execution, you learn that in the classroom. But the thing about it may not happen in 3 months. It may not happen in 6 months. It may not happen in a year. It may not even happen in 2 years for you. But if you stay consistent in your learning and you work on the right things, you put your time, you spend your time doing the right things, your goals will be realized. We all have different timetables. We all learn at different rates. We all have different ways of learning. So things get burned into our brains differently. But we need to continue to have that vision. If we work off of sight, we can only see what's in front of our face. But if we have that vision, we're going to be able to visualize ourselves succeeding and understanding these steps that we take is going to get us there. Every aspiring trader is that we're constantly trying to improve ourselves. But in the beginning, I remember when I was starting out, I was always looking for that one thing to change that was going to flip the switch, that's going to make me successful. I was thinking that I'm just one thing away. The reality is, it's not just one thing. It's not just 2 things or 10 things. It's not a quick path. And there are no shortcuts to success, especially in trading. Getting better is not a hack or a trick or anything like that. Or, one change that you make. It's not that. It's a war. It's a battle. It's a war of many battles. We're waging a campaign towards success. And everything that I've been sharing with you, and I don't have time to do that next segment, but I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm going to record it in the middle of the day. But everything I'm sharing with you in becoming a consistently profitable trader, we haven't had a situation to get started with the PDT trading. The market has just been kind of too dead for that. Plus, I've been dealing with this personal stuff with my family. But the market just haven't offered anything up. But it's coming. Earnings are coming along. This is the lull, these 2 weeks that we have to deal with. But just understand, it is a campaign. There are things that there's many things. It's a war. And there are many battles that we have to fight. And we have to fight these battles every day. So just kind of keep that in mind as we continue to go forward. Looking at the SPY today, Sunday, we saw this and we were thinking, okay, if we get a pullback on Monday, look for this 425 level to hold. But it didn't even test it. It seemingly had a dead cat bounce yesterday because it failed to reclaim this the 100-day here. It did reclaim the 5-day. It failed to reclaim the 100-day. Well, today we confirmed claiming the 50-day. Right here, when we didn't confirm claiming it, we confirmed claiming the 5-day, which is, short-term bullish sentiment, and we closed above the 50-day, so the 100-day, so we reclaimed it. Does that mean we're going to keep going up? No, it doesn't mean that. This just could be the market just kind of hanging out here before we start to head back down. But if it starts to rip up, we want to see this, especially for swing trading. We definitely want to see that. But right now, this is telling me that the bulls seize control. And if you're in the community, you've heard me say time and time again, when the market gaps down, the initial value is going to be to the long side. Now, that doesn't mean the market's going to keep going long. I'm saying the initial value is going to usually to the long side, and then the market settles in on which direction it wants to go. So I had no idea if it was going to continue to go up or whether we were going to go down. The first 5 minutes, the first 15 minutes, the 30 minutes of the market open, we're just trying to trade whatever move the market's given us at that time. That doesn't mean it's going to continue and follow through the rest of the day. But fortunately, this thing actually kept going. And we ended up with a pretty strong day. We closed over yesterday's high, over the 5-day, over the 100-day. We are sitting here at this resistance point here. But, you know, we've got a nice run up toward the 20-day. If it, you know, pushes tomorrow. So we've got a lot of, and then we've got the bottom of this channel that we were in for months and months and months. Could react as resistance. So you can't say this thing is ready to take off. There's still a lot of resistance above it. There's still less support up under it. So there's still cleaner, greener moves to the downside than the upside. But you don't know what the bulls have in store. You know, maybe they're rolling up on a Trojan horse. You just don't know. So we're going to be looking at that tomorrow. Wanting to see, we are hanging out. We haven't gone up that much, but we haven't gone down. So we've been maintaining since the market closed. So that's where we're at with this. Today, again, like I said, when the market gaps down, the initial value I'm looking for is to the long side. That doesn't mean I won't go short. If I was trading Facebook today, it was on our watch. You know, Facebook gave us an easy short at the open. Everything else went long. But Facebook had its own catalyst that would trade it opposite the market anyway. So that kind of doesn't fall into our little, the example. It kind of did it on its own. So, excuse me. So looking long here, so we had this huge opening candle. And once it broke the pre-market high, I was a buyer. It took a minute and 30 seconds to get there, but it was running. And I'm like, shoot, man, I'm going to try to catch this thing. The next level was like 127.70. It was almost a point. I was a little late getting in. That's why I didn't quite get a little over a point on this like I should have. But then it hit the second target, 127. The second target was 129. The third target was going to be 131, I think. But didn't quite get there. Sold back off. It came back and stopped me out at break even. And then we made another ramp. So, there's no way to trade this candle. No way to trade this candle. So I waited until we confirmed taking out the top of the channel that this put in. Once it did, I got in. I was looking for this 132.09 level. I think I put in 132 to make sure I caught it. So I got 132. And the next level, I was going to do 133.50 and then, maybe 134.50 was going to be the final. This was the final target. But we never did get to 133.50 before I ended up taking it off. But it turned around and ran on me, but of course I was asleep. I fell asleep as usual. Sitting here and just kind of missed the entry on that, and it ran. So it did make the next move. This was a beautiful trade. I fell asleep on third base and got thrown out. Happens sometimes. But at least I made it to third base. So I'll take it. This is, guys, this is really simple. Really, really simple. There's not a whole lot of moving parts to this. It's too easy to overthink, because maybe you've learned harder things in the past. Maybe, it's really, really simple. There are just certain things you look at. It's all about just price action. And it just takes time watching charts, just freeing your mind of everything else, and just watch how the stocks move. Watch the candles form. Watch what happens inside of a candle when it reverses. Watch what happens when it breaks out. And you start looking for these, and it's simple. Once you see it enough times, it's an automatic thing. It's like, ooh, it's going. Or it's hitting, it's like, ooh, it's coming back. I need to bail on this. Or, maybe this is just a healthy pullback, and we'll see where it's going. But the key is it's really simple. You look for the break. You've got your technical level that you're trading off of. You're not just chasing in the middle of nowhere. You've got profit targets based on, the chart. And it's really, really simple. You're not worrying about anything. As long as you see that you have enough profit potential, that's all that matters. Really, really simple. The hard part is getting that thing between your two ears to follow suit and to understand that it's simple, it's straightforward. I don't need to overthink this. I just need to act. The best athletes, the ones that really are exceptional, the ones that really make it, are the ones that don't overthink things. They just react. They have that confidence. They've done it enough times to know all I got to do is react. And most of the time, I'm going to be successful. And that's how they become, these great players. To be a great trader, you get to the point where you just react. You start out with simple strategies. I don't even have to change this. All I have to do to make more money is to add more size. And then, I have strategies, and you're going to start learning those with the PDT trading, that you just add more money. But who at this point, as a beginning trader, as you're getting ready to start, would not want to average $500 a day on a simple, straightforward strategy? I know I would have. All right, so that's going to wrap up today. I'm going to head out, go check on my brother here. But you guys have a great day. And if you want to learn how to do this, if you want to get that mind game right, because I've always said you can't learn psychology, you can't learn trading psychology from somebody that doesn't actively trade. You can't. I know that for a fact. A lot of the stuff that I learned in school, and I was learning a lot of it. I was taking psychology classes when I was learning how to trade. And I realized in order for me to really understand this, I had to actually be a trader. And it's the truth. It's a mindset. So when you have traders actually telling you things about your mindset in terms of actual trading, I would listen to them, because those are the ones who learn by failing. They learn by the fire and getting burned. So some more food for thought. So you guys have a great night, and I will catch you in the morning.